Good morning, everyone. Today we will cover the chapter Emerging Modes of Business. First of all, what is e-business? Nowadays everything is done with the help of the net. All business are involved in doing business online. So, especially in this Corona time, everybody we have noticed that there is a drastic change in the way even the normal businessman जिन्होंने कभी कुछ ऐसा किया भी नहीं था, even they are also engaging themselves in the online business. So we will see actually what is e-business and we will see the further topics now. So what is e-business actually? E-business means carrying on the business activities through internet. Business activities comprise of industry, commerce and trade. So e-commerce means conduct of industry, trade and commerce activity through commerce. Firms use not only general internet facilities for e-business, but they also prefer to have their private and personal internet facilities for their internal functioning. Okay. What are the various dimensions of e-business? This is scope or dimensions you can see. It's B2B, B2C, C2C, intra-B, like that. Let us see first one, B2C. The transactions taking place between business units and customer are known as B2C transaction. B2C enables the businessman to remain in touch with his customer on round-the-clock basis. B2C also gives a scope for C2B transactions. That is, customer can also make use of call centers set up by companies to make toll-free calls. B2C transactions may involve selling and distribution, after-sale service, promotion and other marketing activities, lodging of complaints by customer, etc. Then, next one is C2C. It means customer to customer, consumer to consumer. Nowadays, you can see we are seeing ads like OLX and all, in which what is happening actually, one customer is selling their old goods and goods to the other customer. It means it is a dealing between two various consumers. The transactions taking place between customer and customer are known as C2. In this setup, business firm, that is, seller is also customer and buyer is also customer. It provides secured market system for sale of used goods or services. These transactions may involve selling used books, clothes, etc., selling antique items, warning customers about fraudulent suppliers, information about the quality and durability of product, etc. Then we can have intra-B. Intra-B is also there. Intra-B means what? This refers to transactions between the parties or persons who are the part of one firm only. Generally, a firm has to deal with the supplier, customer, employees, etc. Okay, these are also called intra-B transactions. Then, B2B. B2B means it will, when the transactions takes place from business to business, it is known as B2B transactions. These transactions may involve creation of utilities, collaborations, commercial negotiations, inviting tenders, and it may be distribution of goods from manufacturers to various distributors. Okay, so this was regarding the scope. This we have seen in detail: B2B, B2C, C2C, intra-B. Okay. Now let us see what are the various benefits of e-business. First one, easy to form. Why it is said that it is easy to form? Because it is very easy to start e-business. The business of internet technology are that with little investment and more contacts, one can do better in the business. Then global access. Through e-business, a businessman can reach each and every human being on this planet who has access to internet. There is no limitations of geographical area. That's why he said that, that nowadays everything has become global. Okay. Next one is easy accessibility. It can be easily accessed by anyone. Then consumer friendly. It is consumer friendly because at the doorstep goods are provided by the business organizations. Customized products in this type products can be ordered as per the requirement, and according to the order, according to the specification given in the order, goods will be ready and they will be supplied. Then movement towards the paperless society. This is also one of the biggest benefit. Use of internet has reduced the dependence on paperwork and red tape. Many companies have started electronic form instead of paper form. In electronic form, the information can be given online through internet and can be processed much faster. Nowadays, people can file even their income tax online, apply for passport online, etc. Then time and effort saving. Sure, because the order can be given from anywhere. With very less efforts, order can be placed, complete process can be done. So time and effort both are saved. Then wide range of payment option, work range of payment options. Wide range of payment options are there. So many ways are there to make the payment. We'll study on detail in this chapter in the further topics. Okay, these were the benefits. Some more benefits also you can add. Speed. Through e-business, information can be exchanged and buying and selling can be done just with the click of a mouse. So the process is very fast. Okay. Then let us see the limitations of e-business. What are the various limitations of e-business? Lack of personal touch. Yes, because here there is no direct contact between the seller and the buyer. So that's why that personal feeling will not come. Then lack of security. As you know, nowadays, though we are giving password and all, but still there is always a chance of hacking. There is always a chance of risk is always there that data may lost. Okay. Then technical drawbacks. Technical glitches are there many times. There are certain problems with the net and all, some technology and all. That's why this is also one of the drawback. Ethical concerns. Many times it happens that ethical values are ignored in the online business. Then technical knowledge is must. Those who are not having technical knowledge, those who are illiterate, those who don't know how to operate computer, how to operate net and all, they will find difficulty in doing the online shopping, in doing the online business. High risk. Risk is always high because there is always a chance that our data may be used by somebody else. Our data may be hacked by somebody else. Shipment delay. It may also happen. Sometimes delay will be there in ships and all because of certain numerous reasons are there. People's resistance. Many people believe that many people are unable to build up confidence in the online shopping, actually in the online business, because they feel that कि हम तो देख कर ही लेंगे, उनको उसी में ज़्यादा मतलब विश्वास होता है. So this also happens many times that people resist for this online purchasing and all. Then ethical fallouts. Many times this ethical code of conduct are not obeyed while doing the e-business. So these are all limitations. Then let us see what are the various steps of online transaction. Let us see one by one. First one is to register oneself. As we all are doing online shopping, we all are aware of this process. Still, let us see in short. First one is to register. Before online shopping, one has to register with the online vendor, means seller, by filling up a registration form. In this form, you have to give a password to protect your account. Otherwise, anyone can log into your account. The next one is placing the order. In online transactions, the order can be placed by picking and dropping the items in the shopping cart. Shopping cart is an online record of what you have picked up while browsing online. After being sure of what you want to buy, then check out from shopping cart and choose your payment option. Then last one is payment mechanism. It means how to make the payment. There are various modes to make the payment. Let us see one by one. First one, it may be cash on delivery. It means that buyer makes payment in cash when goods are delivered to them. Then it can be through check. The online seller may send his representative to pick up check from the buyer. Then it can be net banking transfer. Modern banks provides facility of electronic fund transfer over the net. The buyer can transfer funds from his accounts to the seller's account. Then debit or credit card. These cards are most commonly used medium of online payment. 95% of online payments are made through the credit card. Then it can be digital cash. Bitcoins. This is a cash which exists only in cyberspace. The use of this cash has to deposit funds in the bank. Then bank issues a special software that allows you to withdraw digital cash, and you can use digital cash to make the payment. So various ways are there. जिसको जो suitable लगे उसके हिसाब से payment can be done. Okay. Then let us see the topic security and safety of e-transactions in e-business. Let us see about risk. First of all, there are various types of risk which are available in the online business. Let us see them. Which are they? Transaction risk, data storage risk, okay, risk of threat to intellectual property and privacy. Now let us see in these risk what are the various parts and subparts. First one is transactional risk. Within transactional risk, you can see there are three types: default on order, taking or giving; default on delivery; default on payment. First one, default on order, taking or giving. Seller may deny that customer ever placed the order. It happens many times that even after placing the order, the seller denies. If the company is not authentic, it can happen. It is practically happening with many people I have seen. Then default on delivery. Sometimes goods may be delivered at wrong address, or goods other than order may also be delivered. Then it can be default on payment. Sometimes the seller does not get the payment for the goods supplied, whereas the customer claims that the payment was made. Now what to do? To overcome these problems, the seller must confirm that customer has entered the correct information from the cookies. Cookies, you know what are cookies? Cookies are just like caller ID in telephone, which provide information like customer's name, address, previous purchase record, etc. Customer can also protect himself by shopping from well-established websites only. This is very important. Many times we feel that कितना सस्ता मिल रहा है तो क्या problem है, we will take it. But we don't know that the site is not authentic and all, and we are giving all the information. That information may be misused anywhere. Okay, so why to keep oneself in trouble? Better whenever we want to do online shopping, use the reputed sites for that. Some advertisers also assure customers regarding sellers' identity, sale record, locations, etc. Sites such as eBay even providing the rating of seller. Even provide the rating. To protect payment, the following steps can be taken. Credit card authentication. The process ensures that credit card number provided by customer is a valid one. Credit card authorization. The system checks whether funds are available in the credit card account of the customer or not. Then settlement. Once the product is dispatched or delivered, the bank will release the fund and transfer them to the business bank account. In this way, the transactional risk, there are further three subparts, and how it overcome that also we have seen now. Okay. Then second, it can be data storage risk. Vital information can be stolen, or modified to pursue some selfish motive or just for fun. The common storage risks are, which are the various data storage risks? First one is virus. What is the full form of virus? Vital information under siege. Some of the computer viruses are deadly. They clean up all the information stored in the computer memory. The virus can enter the computer through email or disk or floppies. Virus hamper the functioning of business. Viruses bring things to a standstill, causing huge loss of revenue and employee time. Next, it can be hacking. Hacking refers to unauthorized entry into a website. Hackers often destroy the data and information, which causes huge loss to the owner because it would interrupt the business transactions. How to overcome these problems now? Setting up of a special crime cell. It can be by encryption. It can be by digital signature. What will happen in crime cell? The government has set up a special crime cell to look into the crimes committed by hackers and take necessary action against the criminals. Encryption. It refers to converting the message into a code so that unauthorized person may not understand it. Then it can be digital signature. Under this method, a coded digital certificate is issued by certification authority. This will help in checking the identity of the sender. In this way, it can be prevented. Then third one and the last one, risk of threat to intellectual property and privacy. Internet is an open space. It becomes very difficult to keep the information secret. Data can be supplied to others who may misuse the information. So this risk is always there in the business. This year, as you know, that outsourcing topic is deleted from the syllabus for this year because of this pandemic what we all are facing. Okay. Now, let us see in short what are the various resources which are required for implementation of successful e-business. First one, there should be computer hardware. The business enterprise must get a computer with proper speed and technology before starting e-commerce trading. Technically qualified staff is required. Those who are having hold over the complete, those who are techno-savvy, those who are having hold over the technical issues and all. Then computerized system of receiving payment should be required. Then well-designed website should be there, and telecommunication facilities should also be there. Let us see the difference between now e-business and traditional business. E-business is very easy to form, where traditional business is difficult to form. Personal touch की अगर हम बात करें तो e-business there is no personal touch, but it is there in the traditional business. Cost of setting e-business is low as compared to the traditional business. Operating cost is also low in e-business as compared to traditional business. Physical examination of goods is generally not possible in e-business and possible in traditional business. Business can be easily expanded when it is type E, and it is difficult in normal business. Humans resource required की अगर हम बात करें तो technically qualified and IT professionals are required, whereas traditional में semi skilled can also do that. Then risk involved, high risk is there in the e-business, whereas low risk is there in traditional business. Then distribution channel, no distribution channel used, as manufacturers prefer to sell directly to customers in e-business, whereas in traditional business various intermediaries such as wholesalers, retailers, etc. are involved, various agents and all. Then the length of business cycle is very shorter in e-business because various processes can be carried out simultaneously, whereas the length of business cycle is longer in traditional business because one process is carried out at one time. For example, purchase then production, then sale, like that it will continue. In the cycle will continue like that. So in this way we have done this chapter number 5. Okay, we have covered almost all the topics in this video. Okay, have a nice day. See you soon with the next video.